Om Sri Sai Ram. Yesterday we have discussed about conditional probability, and now we are moving forward, and in today's session we will be studying two small simple subtopics called multiplication theorem and about independent events. What is this multiplication theorem? It happens that many a times two events take place at a time. For example, from a pack of 52 cards, you take out two cards. What is the probability? The explanation is given with the help of conditional probability. That you have withdrawn one card, you have not replaced that particular card, and then you have drawn the other card. Very surprisingly, we find that the simultaneous occurrence of both of them is just the product of their probabilities. We are going to derive it while doing problems. So let us begin with that to understand the concept of multiplication theorem. If E and F be two events associated with a sample space S, clearly the set E intersection F denotes the events that both E and F have occurred. E intersection F means what? In the elements which are common, means both of them have taken place. E intersection F denotes simultaneous occurrence of the events E and F. The event E intersection F is also written as EF. This is a new way of writing E intersection F as EF. This is something new which you need to know. Not very different. Instead of E intersection F, he writes EF. Okay. Very often we need to find the probability of the event EF. Means what? Intersection. Okay. For example, in the experiment of drawing two cards, one after the other, we may be interested in finding the probability of the event a king and a queen. Two events are taking place one after the other. You have drawn two cards, one is a king and another is a queen. Here what is important is, after drawing king, did you replace back and then drawn queen, or you have not replaced back? From the remaining cards you have drawn queen. There are two different situations. In the first situation, if you have replaced back, the drawing of second card is not affected by drawing of first card. In the 52 cards, how many kings are there? 4 kings are there. What is the probability of drawing a king? It is 4 by 52 or 1 by 13. After that you are drawing a queen. So when you are drawing a queen, the point is, did you keep back king? If you have kept back king card, the set has got all 52 cards, and we know that there are 4 queen cards. So the probability of drawing queen also will be 4 by 52 or 1 by 13. But the other way of looking at it is, you are not replaced back. If you are not replaced back, the number of cards in the pack now are only 51. Number of queens are 4. So it is 4C1 by 51C1. So it will become 4 by 51. Simultaneously they are happening. So for king it is 4 by 52. For queen it is 4 by 51. Product of them will give us the simultaneous occurrence of them. That is what he has explained. We know that the conditional probability of event E given that F has occurred is PE by F, and PE by F is this. Now, P intersection F, how did you get this result? You get this result from this. If you take this to this side, you get P intersection F. That is what he got from the previous one. The previous one, PE by F, is this. If you bring P of this side, you get PE intersection F. Now, this is PE by F. Now suppose if you write PF by E, this again will go and you will get one more result for this. So this result and this result, left hand sides are equal. So we can say that the right hand sides are also equal. So one is Pf into Pe by F, another is Pe into Pf by E. Means what? Which event has taken first? If E has taken plus, if E has occurred first, then it is Pf by E. We are trying to find out for F. So when E has occurred, second event. Whereas if F has already occurred, then it is Pe by F. That is the only difference. Okay. So both means same. The above result is known as multiplication rule of probability. So what is the multiplication rule? Pe intersection F is either equal to Pe into Pf by E or Pf into Pf by E, E by F. There is nothing new in this. We just wrote the formula as per our requirement. We wrote the formula for this. Originally formula for this, we brought this to this side, we wrote it for simultaneous occurrence of the events. Okay. Consider the experiment of drawing a card from a deck of 52 playing cards in which the elementary events are assumed to be equally likely. If E and F denote the event, the card drawn is spade. How many spade cards are there? 13 cards are there. What is the probability of drawing a spade card? 13C1 by 52C1. In other words, 13 by 52 or 1 by 4. 1 by 4. Similarly, second card drawn is ace card. How many ace cards are there? 4 ace cards are there. What is the probability of drawing an ace card independently? Means separately without mixing with spade? It is 4C1 by 52C1. In other words, 4 by 52 or 1 by 13. So, PE is 1 by 4, PF is 1 by 13. Also, E and F together, what is the intersection between them? How many spade cards are ace cards? There is only one such card. So, what is the probability? 1 by 52. Now comes the important point. What is the point he wants to explain is, now if you want to find out what is PE by F, our formula is PE intersection F, which we got as 1 by 52 by PF, 1 by 13. Answer is what? 1 by 4. 1 by 4 is answer for what? PE by F. What is PE? We already calculated PE is also 1 by 4. PE is 1 by 4. PE by F is also 1 by 4. What is the difference? PE basically means probability of event E to happen. What was event E? Drawing a spade card. What was the probability? 1 by 4. Now, what do you mean by PE by F? You are trying to find the probability of E when F has already occurred, conditional probability. So, how much is the answer you are getting? Again 1 by 4. Means what? Even if F has taken place, it has not affected happening of E, because PE is also 1 by 4, PE by F is also 1 by 4. The point which he want to clarify is, happening of one event if it is not affecting the happening of the other. Okay. So, PE by F and PE both are same. Similarly, he will take PF by E and PF, and again he will find that both are same. PE is 1 by 4, which is equal to PE by F. We can say that the occurrence of F has not affected the probability of occurrence of the event E. We also have PF by E. How much is PF by E? PF, that is 1 by 13, which is nothing but PF. This also clearly indicates that happening of E is not affecting the happening of E. So thus E and F are two events such that probability of occurrence of one of them is not affecting the occurrence of the other. Such events are called independent events. Happening of one does not affect the happening of the other. Such events are called independent events. Definition 2. Two events E and F are said to be independent if PF by E is nothing but PF, PE by F is PE, provided the denominators are not 0. Thus, in these definitions, we need to have P not equal to 0, PF not equal to 0. Now, by multiplication theorem, apply this in multiplication theorem. We found that PE intersection equal to PE into PF by E. What is PF by E? Is nothing but PF. So replace that with PF. So what do you find? P intersection F is P into PF. Simple multiplication. PE intersection equal to P into PF. Thus using two, the independent events is also defined as follows. How does he define? If E and F be two events associated with the same and random experiment, then E and F are said to be independent. When you can say they are independent? When PE intersection F equal to PE into PF. Remarks. Some very important points. Two events E and F are said to be dependent. When you say they are dependent, when they are not independent. Means what? PE intersection F is not equal to PE into PF. If it is not equal, they are dependent. If they are equal, they are independent. Sometimes there is a confusion between independent events and mutually exclusive events. So both sounds as if they are similar, but they are not same. Mutually exclusive means what? Happening of one prevents happening of the other. Independent means what? Happening of one doesn't affect happening of the other. Okay. So sometimes there is a confusion between independent events and mutually exclusive event. Term independent is defined in terms of probability of events, whereas mutually exclusive is defined in terms of events. Further explanation. Moreover, mutually exclusive events never have an outcome common. Happening of one prevents the happening of the other. Means what? Their intersection will be zero. Nothing will be common between them. Okay? But independent events may have common. Independent, in other words, clearly independent and mutually exclusive do not have the same meaning. Mutually exclusive means happening of one preventing the happening of the other. For example, take a very simple example. You toss a coin. If you get head, you cannot get tail, isn't it? Independent events may have common outcomes. Clearly independent and mutually exclusive do not have the same meaning. This you will understand more while solving the problems. In other words, two independent events having non-zero probabilities of occurrence cannot be mutually exclusive. Conversely, two mutually exclusive events having non-zero probabilities of occurrence cannot be independent. If they are independent, they cannot be exclusive. If they are exclusive, they cannot be independent. Yes, we will solve the problems. Very simple problems, no big formula. The only formula which we have derived is PA intersection B, PA into PB. Most of the problems are based upon this. Okay. So he is asking find PA intersection B if they are independent. So find out PA. How much is PA? 3 by 5 and 1 by 5. It is 3 by 25. Since they are independent, we can apply this formula. Next problem, very interesting and practical problem. What the problem is about? A box contains 15 oranges. 12 of them are good, 3 of them are defective, means they got rotten or spoiled. Okay? A box of oranges is inspected by examining 3 randomly selected oranges. How do you examine? You cannot examine each and every orange. So what they do? They simply pick up at random 3 of the oranges and check whether they are good. Okay? Drawn without replacement. If all the 3 oranges are good, the box is approved for sale. The 3 oranges which you are picking up, if all 3 of them are good, it is approved for sale, else it is rejected. Okay? Otherwise it is rejected. Find the probability that a box containing 15 oranges, out of which 12 are good, 3 are bad ones, will be approved for the sale. Because again it is a luck. Which orange will be picked up, nobody knows. It may happen that in spite of having 3 rotten oranges, box will be approved. Why? Because the oranges which you have picked up, they are being good. So he is asking what is the probability that the box will be approved. So let us say you picked up first orange. How many good are there? Total oranges are 15. Good oranges are 12. Bad oranges are 3. He is experimenting with 3. Okay. So how does he proceed? First orange you have picked up. What is the probability that it is a good one? There are 12 good oranges. So the probability is 12C1 by 15C1. 1 among the good by 1 among the total, because probability of an event is favorable outcomes by total outcomes. So probability of first good orange, you can call it anything, let us say PE, you can represent it by E, equal to 12 by 15. Why 12 by 15? Because there are 12 good oranges, the orange which you have picked up may be one among them. So 12, what are the total number? 15. You have not replaced that orange. Now you are picking up second orange. When you are trying to pick up second orange, if the first one was good, how many are left good ones? 11 are left. And how many total are left? 14 are left. So probability of second good orange, you can call it, let us say F. Now it is going to be 11 by 14. Why 11 by 14? The first good orange was taken out. Now you are left with 11 oranges which are good, and total number also got reduced by 1. Instead of 15, now it is 14. Now pick up the third good orange. Probability of third good orange. Let us say this, we call it G. It is 10 by 13. Why 10 by 13? Out of 12, 2 oranges you have already taken out which are good. Only 10 are left. So 10 C1 by total number also got reduced by 2. So it is 13 C1. So what is the answer? Probability that box is approved for sale. This will be equal to PE into PF into PG. In other words, 12 by 15, 11 by 14 and 10 by 13. Simplify. 5 2s are 5 3s are, 3 1s are 3 4s are, 2 1s are 2 7s are. That's all. 44. So this is the answer. The probability that box will get approved for sale is 44 chances out of 91 chances. If total number of chances are 91, the probability that it will get selected will be 44. Next question. A die marked 1, 2, 3 in red. We know that in a die there are 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3 are marked with red color. For your understanding, you can write it as R1, R2, R3. And then he says 4, 5, 6 are green. So you can call it G4, G5, G6. Numbers are 1 to 6 only. You painted 1, 2, 3 with red color, 4, 5, 6 with green color. Die is one only. Numbers are same. Just that first 3 numbers, that's those sides we have painted with red, other 3 sides we painted with green. Now let us move. He says let A be the event. What is the event? The number is even. When you roll a die, what is the probability of getting even number? Whether it is red or green doesn't matter, even means R2, G4, G6. Why? Because 2, 4, 6 are even numbers. 2, 4, 6 are even numbers. Okay. B be the event, the number is red. How does he define B? He says number is red. So only red numbers you have to take. So it is R1, R2, R3. He is asking are A and B independent? First find out what is A intersection B. What is A intersection B? What is common between them? R2 is common. When we can say that 2 events are independent? If A and B are independent, we can say that P A intersection B is equal to PA into PB. Solve them. Left hand side. Left hand side is PA intersection B. What is PA intersection? What is the probability of this event? This is the favorable outcome. These are the total outcomes. So the answer is 1 among 6. So 1 by 6. Now find out right hand side. PA. What is the probability of event E? 3 out of 6. So it is 3 by 6. Into PB is also 3 by 6. So it becomes 1 by 2 into 1 by 2, 1 by 4. So what do we find? Since left hand side is not equal to right hand side, conclusion, A and B are dependent, not independent. Why they are not independent? Because PA intersection B is not equal to PA into PB. We will move to the next problem. Given that the event A and B are such that PA equal to 1 by 2, whatever he has given you write, PA equal to 1 by 2, PA union B equal to 3 by 5 and PB equal to 5. PB equal to P, not 5. He is asking find P, first case when they are mutually exclusive. This particular problem gives us clarity to understand the difference between mutually exclusive and independent events. What do you mean by mutually exclusive? There is nothing common. Nothing common means what? Their intersection is 0. Okay, so taking that as 0, we will solve the first part. First case. First case is mutually exclusive. If they are mutually exclusive, our definition is PA intersection B equal to 0. Our objective is to find the value of P. What is the formula we are going to use? The formula is PA union B equal to PA plus PB minus PA intersection B. Substitute. He has given PA union B as 3 by 5 equal to PA he has given as 1 by 2. PB he wants us to find out P and this is 0. So get this 1 by 2 this side, you will get P. So 3 by 5 minus 1 by 2 equal to P. Simplify it. If you simplify, take the LCM. LCM is 10, 6 minus 5. So P is equal to 1 by 10. P equal to 1 by 10 when they are mutually exclusive. When they are mutually exclusive, P equal to 1 by 10. Now come to the second part where he says they are independent. If A and B are independent, if A and B are independent, then what happens? PA intersection B equal to PA into PB. See, formula is same for union. Hence, PA union B equal to PA plus PB minus PA intersection B. Substitute the values. A union B 3 by 5 equal to PA 1 by 2, PB P, PA intersection B is PA into PB. So it is 1 by 2 into P. Get this 1 by 2 this side. 3 by 5 minus 1 by 2 equal to P minus half P is half P. Simplify. Five twos are 2 threes are 6 minus. So 6 minus 5 by 10. Get this 2 this side. So it will become 2 by 10 equal to P. In other words, P is equal to 1 by 5. So the value P is equal to 1 by 5. P equal to 1 by 5 when they are independent events. P equal to 1 by 10 when they are mutually exclusive events. Mutually exclusive means the intersection is a null set. Happening of one event prevents the happening of the other. So there is nothing common in between the events. Independent events means their intersection is product of their probabilities. PA intersection B equal to PA into PB. Next question. If A and B are two events such that PA equal to 1 by 4, PB equal to 1 by 2, PA intersection B equal to 1 by 2, find P not A not B, find P not A not B. In other words, we can say this is nothing but P A dash intersection B dash. This can be written as P A union B complement. This can further be written as 1 minus P of A union B. Okay. Now let us come to the problem. A dash, he has given that A and B are two events such that PA is given, PB is given, PA intersection B is given. He says find P, find probability of not A and not B. How do you find PA union B? You have a formula. What is the formula? PA union B equal to PA plus PB minus PA intersection B. Substitute. How much is PA? 1 by 4. How much is PB? 1 by 2. How much is PA intersection B? 1 by 2. So the answer is 1 by 4. This will be helpful to us here. So substitute that PA union B here. So it is 1 minus 1 by 4 equal to 3 by 4. This is the answer. Probability of not A, not B. Probability of not A, not B. A complement is not A. From the universal set, if you remove set A, what is left is called A dash complement. So not A means A dash, not B means B dash. We are using De Morgan law here. What is the De Morgan law says? He says A union B complement equal to A dash intersection B dash. This is what we are using here. Right hand side, A dash intersection B dash can be written as A union B complement. What is A union B complement? From universal set, the total is 1. So from 1 if you subtract this, you get, this is the answer. Next question. Given two independent events, remember whenever he gives independent events, it means that their intersection is equal to product of their probabilities. Okay. So he says PA equal to 0.3 comma PB equal to 0.6. Four things we have to find out. So take one after the other. First, P, A and B. What do you mean by A and B? A intersection B. What is PA intersection B when A and B are independent? Equal to PA into PB. Substitute the values. PA is how much? 0.3. PB is how much? 0.6. Multiply, you get 0.18. This is the first answer. P, A and B. Now come to the second one. What he says in the second one? P of A. P of A and not B, intersection B dash. Something very interesting which you have to understand. What is that? If A and B are independent, then A dash B, A B dash, A dash B dash all will be independent. Let me repeat. If A and B are independent, then A dash and B, A and B dash, A dash and B dash will be independent. This you can check. If you remember this, it will make easy to solve this problem. If A and B are independent, A B dash, A dash B, A dash B dash all will be independent. So we will be using this concept to solve this problem. Now see how it is used. Yes. So how do you find A intersection B dash? We will say it is equal to PA into PB dash. Why? Because if A and B are independent, A and B dash are also independent. So write what is PA? He has given PA as 0.3 into what is PB dash? Complement of B, he has given PB, you have to write the complement. What it will be? 1 minus 0.6, which is 0.4. So 0.3 into 0.4 equal to 0.12. That is the second answer. Come to the third one, PA or B. PA or B. A or B is nothing but A union B. What is the formula? PA plus PB minus PA intersection B. Substitute the values. PA 0.3, PB 0.6 minus what is PA intersection B? We already found out 0.18, substitute that. 6 plus 3, 9, 0.9 minus 0.18 equal to 272. So that is the answer. This is P probability of A union B. Come to the last part. Neither A nor B. Last part is probability of neither A, that is A dash, nor B, that is two methods are there to do. One is again use the De Morgan law. A dash intersection B dash is A union B complement. You can use that, or what we can also do is we can simply say it is PA dash into PB dash. How you can say this? Because we know that if A and B are independent, A dash and B dash are also independent. If they are independent, the product of the probabilities is equal to their intersection. So substitute. What is PA dash? PA is 0.3. So this is 1 minus 0.3 into 1 minus 0.6. So this is 0.7 into 0.4. So the answer is 0.28. So in this manner we will be able to solve these problems. Yes, very interesting problem. Two balls are drawn at random with replacement. Remember, this word is very important. With replacement. See how many balls are there? Let us write it down. There are 10 black balls and 8 red balls. Total 18 balls. Okay, in a bag there are 18 balls, out of which 10 are black and 8 are red. You have drawn a ball. We can find what is the probability that it is red or black. If you replace back and draw another ball, the probability for drawing the second ball will not be affected by first. Why? Because you replaced back. Here he is replacing it back. We have seen another problem where it was not replaced. Now here he has replaced. So keeping that in mind, let us solve the problem. Okay, find the probability that both balls are red. He has drawn two balls one after the other. He is asking what is the probability that both are red. We will solve one after the other. First one, probability that both balls, both means two balls, both balls are red. This is what we want to find out. First tell me what is the probability of first ball being red. Remember there are two events and they are such that since you are putting it back, it is not affected. Okay. So what is the probability of drawing first red ball? How many red balls are there? 8 red balls are there. So it can be any one among them. So it is 8 C1 and total are 18. So it is 8 by 18 into, there are 8 red balls, probability of drawing one ball is 8 C1. In 8 different ways you can draw the ball. Okay. If you have written the numbers 1 to 8, it can be 1, it can be 5, it can be 8, it can be anything. So probability is 8 C1 by total balls are 18. So 18 C1. That is for the first ball. Since you are replaced back and again you are drawing a ball and he is asking what is the probability that that is also red. So it will not change, it will be 8 by 18. Simplify. 2 4s are 2 9s are. So the answer is 16 by 81. This is the first one. Come to the second one. He says first ball is black, second is red. Probability that first is black and second is red. Now tell me how many black balls are there? There are 10 black balls. What is the probability of drawing one black ball from a bag which contains 10 black and 8 red balls? So it is 10 by 18. Remember, you are replacing it back. You have drawn a black ball, again kept it back. So if you keep back, total number remains same. So when you draw second time, it is not affected by first. So now second ball is red. What is the probability of drawing a red ball? Same like previous case, 8 by 18. Simplify again. 2 4s are 2 9s are. 2 5s are 2 9s are. So it is 20 by 81. Now come to the third one. He says one of them is black, other is red. But he has not mentioned whether first is black or first is red. So you have to take both into consideration. Two different situations and you have to add. So third one, we will write in our own words probability that he says one of them is black and other is red. So let us assume that first one is black, second one is red. Second possibility is first one is red, second one is black. Both you do and add. First is black and second is red, plus first is red and second is black. We have to find out. This whole thing we have to find out. Equal to what? Take first case. Or we will take it here, first case. First is black. What is the probability of drawing one black ball out of 10? It is 10 by 18 into. Second is red. Since you have replaced, it is 8 by 18 plus. First is red, 8 by 18. Second is black, 10 by 18. Two into 3 or 3 into 2, both gives the answer 6. So one is 10 by 18 into 8 by 18, another is 8 by 18 into 10 by 18, both are same. So it can be written as 2 into 10 by 18 into 8 by 18. 10 by 18 into 8 by 18, we already got how much? 20 by 18, 1. So the answer is 40 by 81. When we are not sure whether first one is black or first one is red, this is the answer. Okay. We come to the last problem of this particular exercise. After that, there are 2-3 more problems, but they are all multiple choice and very simple ones. One is based upon set theory, you can do it. Let us do this. One card is drawn at random from a well shuffled deck of 52 cards. Remember, in probability, you only come across 4 types of questions. One is tossing a coin, second is rolling a die, third is drawing a card from a pack of cards, fourth is drawing a ball from a bag of balls. That's all. Every question, whatever you take, will be one among them. So this is a question where he draws a card from the deck of 52 cards. So there are 52 cards. He says, in which of the following cases are the events E and F independent? When you can say they are independent? When their intersection is equal to product of their probabilities. Okay. So let us take up one after the other. First one, E. How does he define E? The card drawn is a spade card. How many spade cards are there? 1/4. So what is the probability? 13 by 52 or 1 by 4? PE. PE is probability of spade card. There are 13 spade cards out of 52. So the answer is 1 by 4. PF. What is PF? Probability of drawing an ace card. What is the probability? How many ace cards are there in a pack of 52 cards? 4. So it is 4 by 52 equal to 1 by 13. Now tell me what is PE intersection F. What do you mean by PE intersection F? E intersection F means how many cards are there which are spade cards and ace cards. We know that in each set of cards there is one ace card. So in spades also there is only one such card. So it is 1 by 52. This 1 by 52 can be written as 1 by 4 into 1 by 13. In other words, we can say that it is PE into PF. Since P of E intersection equal to P into PF, we can say E and F are independent. They are independent. Why? Because their intersection is equal to product of their probabilities. In the same manner, let us do the second one. E, the card drawn is a black card. We are doing the second part. Here what is E? Probability of drawing a black card. How many black cards are there? We know that in a set of 52, half are black and half are red. So what is the probability of drawing a black card? It can be any of the half, that is 26. So it is 26 by 52, 1 by 2. PF. What is the second event? Probability of card drawn is a king. How many king cards are there? We know that in each set there will be one king. So total there are 4 kings. Probability of drawing a king, 4C1 by 52C1. In other words, 4 by 52. You can say 1 by 13. Now come to their intersection. Intersection means what? It is black and king. In black we know there are 2 sets. In each set there will be one king. Okay. So what is P? E intersection F. What we are talking about? A black card which is king. There are 2 black cards which are kings. So it is going to be 2 by 52 equal to 1 by 26. This 1 by 26 I can write it as 1 by 2 into 1 by 13. What is this 1 by 2? PE. What is 1 by 13? PF. So once again I find that PE intersection F is equal to PE into PF. Conclusion, they are independent. We come to the last part of this particular problem. Yes. Let us take up the last one. He says E, the card drawn is a king or queen. How many kings are there? 4. How many queens are there? 4. Probability of drawing a king or queen. First you assume that it is A, PE. What is PE? Probability of king or queen. Probability of king or queen. Okay. So it is 8 by 52. Why 8 by 52? Because in a pack of 52 cards there are 4 king cards and 4 queen cards. 4 plus 4, 8. You have to draw one among them. So it is 8C1 by 52C1, 8 by 52, 2 by 13. Now come to PF. Probability of what? The card drawn is a queen or jack. Queen or jack. Once again same situation. In a pack of cards there are 4 queens and 4 jacks. 4 plus 4, 8. So it is 8 by 52 again. It is again 2 by 13. Now tell me, what do you understand by PE intersection F? What do you understand by that? The first one is telling king or queen. 4 kings, 4 queens. Second one is telling queen and jack. 4 queens and 4 jack. What is common among them? Queens. So what is the probability of drawing a queen? It is 4 by 52 or 1 by 13. PE intersection F is this, and what is PE into PF? PE is 2 by 13 into 2 by 13. It is 4 by 169. You can see that in this particular problem, PE into PF is not equal to PE intersection F. Since PE into PF is not equal to PE intersection F, so they are not independent. This is how we solve this problem. So very, very simple subtopic of independent events, just one formula. All problems are based upon them. So I am sure you will find it very easy. With this, we come to a close of this particular topic, and we look forward to study about something very interesting in the next session called Bayes theorem. Thank you. Sai Ram.